Today I'm going to show you how I was able to make some chicken souvlaki outside, cooking it over a fire pit over in dead of winter, 28 degrees outside, in a fire pit filled with snow in the freezing cold. Probably not my finest moment. Definitely was a moment, something that I may not ever do again, but anyways, I went ahead and recorded it to show you guys what I did, and hopefully you enjoy it. My name is Scott, and this is Barbecue Elevated. All right, so I got the fire going now. Really just want to try to get these chicken skewers on the grill now. I know the flames are kind of high. It seems kind of crazy when the wood feels like it is, where it's not blackened. It actually produces the most flavor and the greatest smoke for this thing. So we're going to go ahead and get these on now. Grill is good and hot. They're sizzling when I put them on. Get all the skewers on here. You know, one of the fun things about cooking over an open fire, hotspot change every time. So you never quite know where your hotspots are going to be on your grill. Always just kind of have to learn it as you're cooking. Move your grill around if you need to, move the food around, really just kind of pay attention to how everything's cooking to know where you want it to be. And then what I'll also do, go ahead and just raise this up. I'm trying to sear it, it didn't steak, but we still want to get it hot. It is cold outside. You know, it is 28 degrees out. When I came out here, the bottom of my fire pit was covered in snow. Definitely not a warm summer breeze for sure. Got my tongs. Oh, and the wood that I'm using is just oak wood. I'll just want to make that really good oak flavor, get it into the chicken itself, cook it with the oak. Of course, don't really ever want to use a wood that isn't a hardwood or a fruit wood or something like that. Grilling them and trying to get a good sear, not a sear, but just kind of try and get it so that the marinade kind of crisps up quickly, and it also makes so the chicken's going to stay on better. Also, one of them already fell off, unfortunately. Lost one there. In the comments, I'll include some instructions or some ingredients for what I put in the marinade, just so you guys can kind of see that. Not super hard, you know, you just kind of cube up your chicken, make your marinade, and then set the cubes of chicken in the marinade and let it sit overnight or however long you want to. I'll post that in the comments so you guys can know how to make that if you're interested, if you don't have one. But really, this is just going to be all about moving the chicken around, putting the chicken on different parts of the grill, and just really watching how it cooks, moving the pieces around based upon where the hot spots are. A lot of that really depends upon the wind that's out here. You know, you've got placement of the fire, also impacts it too, but I've always just kind of found that it's more the wind. Whatever way the wind blows, you know, I can't even feel any wind right now, but there is wind. There's always some kind of a current flowing, at least around here anyways. Really just gonna move this around, keep it over the fire until we figure out where the hot spots are and what's cooking the fastest, and then we'll really move things around. Things that I, keep is my barbecue glove, just in case I need them for anything really. Sometimes, for my fire pit, grabbing this handle and pin down there, raising and lowering it does get hot, so sometimes I use the glove for that. Just got some really strong tongs for moving the fire around. Then I got the pliers to be able to turn the skewers with. Try to think ahead, try to plan ahead. I'm actually going to go ahead and just turn them all now. See that starting to stir up a little bit. Color probably a little bit blacker than I wanted them to be honest with you. It'll still be okay. So that middle one right there is really what I'm looking for all. Probably should have waited a little bit longer before I put these over the flame, but honestly, getting kind of dark out here right now and just needed to get these on before it gets too dark. It's on my light and I can't see. It is cold enough out here today that I may end up having to finish these on the stove also, or not on the stove, but in the oven. Not a thought that I relish, but it just kind of might be the way it works out today just because of light and the fact that it's really, really cold. Not sure that I'm going to be able to get these hot enough where I lose too much light, but gonna try anyway. I do use a digital thermometer to check them, make sure they get to 165 before I pull them. Definitely want to do that with chicken. Something else that I do is I try to space out the pieces of chicken on the skewers, make it so that there's space between them for the flames to come up through, for air and flavor to come up through, but also I typically make them a little bit bigger. I know it takes longer to cook that way. When you make them bigger, you make it so you can actually temp them, make it so you can actually know when they're done, but also you make it so that they just stay on the skewer better. They don't fall off. So sometimes they do just kind of tend to fall off on these things. Kind of finding that my hot spot is just right here in the middle. Not the way that it's ever gone for me before, but it's how it's going today. So we're just going to kind of move all these towards the middle, just like that. Cook them right there. Once this flame kind of dies down a little bit, I'll probably lower this grate back down, get it closer to the flame. Again, just really cold out, so it's going to be tough to get enough heat. Want to make sure I have enough heat getting onto these things, make sure that they do get. All right, we're back. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of try to manipulate this fire a little bit so we don't kill it. Want to keep it going, but also want to see if I can't potentially spread it around some. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Got some of these logs down in here that I've been pre-warming, trying to get them so that when I put them on, they're going to catch and go. Really what I wanted. But I really like this here though, this grate, because I can swing it around, be able to swing it around, take the food off the heat if I need to. put it right back on the heat. But also I can move it out of the way to move the logs around. Now I'm going to go ahead and lower this thing down. Perfect. Everything's really just kind of coming along. It's actually going better than I thought it was going to go with the weather, what it is. Kind of a pleasant surprise. Let me go grab another log real quick. All right, so I flipped the skewers a few times now. Just really kind of letting them cook and letting them just kind of sit there and you know, get done. Not a lot to it, just kind of watch them and flip them around. Got the fire still going, which is really good. You know, if anybody has any suggestions on what to do with the skewers, you know, I've tried everything that I can think of with water and just mixing with different things, soaking them beforehand, trying to keep them from burning up too much. No matter what I always do, some of these tips, they just always kind of burn off. Never been able to come up with a good way to stop that. So if you're watching this and you have an idea or something you've done to kind of remedy that or correct that, please comment, let me know. I'm always happy to give it a try. So can you go ahead and just flip these again? They're looking really good. I was a little bit worried first how black they were kind of getting, but now they're actually just charring up just like I wanted them to. Kind of coming along. Some of them are a little bit too burnt though. Not gonna lie. Definitely should have waited a little bit, and probably not the best day to do this with it being so cold anyways. I decided to do it, and now I'm committed to it. I'm out here until it's done. I'm actually gonna kind of move some of these around just because some of these spots are clearly hotter than others. Try to get some of these others that are behind caught up on cooking. Pull that one up here, this one up here. Ooh, one of my logs on the side caught fire. That's good. We need some extra heat over here. But I need it. Probably going to have to raise this up a little bit actually. All right, got that raised up, and maybe I'll go ahead and just throw this other log on. It's been kind of sitting here on the side. If I can get that one going too, me as well. Really want to have a bunch of logs sitting out here. Don't know when I'm going to use this again. Next, there we go. So I actually just had to raise up the grate again, so it's at the highest level now just because I was noticing that the flame was just getting a little too big again and starting to burn things, and want to cook it, don't want to burn it if I can avoid it. Not burn it too much anyways, right? Uh-oh, that one just broke in half. That one, honestly, is a new one. I've never had that happen before. Again, if you have any suggestions how to keep these sticks from burning, all ears. Maybe I should just find some metal ones. I don't know. At some point here, I am going to start temping some of these, just to kind of get a gauge for where they're at. Like I said, any, you know, quick read thermometer is going to work. You know, I've got this Thermapen digital thermometer. The only reason why I have it is because of the Christmas gift, you know. Other than that, I've always just used a regular digital thermometer. Thermapen, I guess, is nice. I can't say that it's any better or worse than any other thermometer out there. If someone gives it to you, great. If not, don't worry about it. Use what you got. And no, this video is not paid for by Thermapen, or anybody else for that matter. Well, I guess it's paid for by me, so the sponsor is me, Scott. Kind of manipulate these a little bit again. Another one that just burnt and broke. That's good. So this middle looks like really hot then. Another one. Like this. Gonna keep turning these. Most of them are looking pretty close to being done. We're kind of a matter of finishing them off, making sure they're good, making sure we're not going to kill anybody. Oh no. Note to self, I don't think I'll ever do this again when it's this cold. I'm not to do this again when it's warm and you can kind of see the difference and see how much easier it really is. Alright, I'm going to start temping some of these bigger pieces, get an idea for where we're at. 160, getting there. Actually hotter than I thought it was going to be. 164, 160, 150. This is actually not too far away from being done. I am happy about it. The sun is fading. What's the thing that Black Widow always says to the Hulk? Using sunlight quick or something like that. Can't remember. It's in the Avengers. I think I'll go ahead and put these logs away. I'm not going to need them. Just got a little stick on fire. Could be worse though. Pull it back off the heat a little bit. In case you're wondering, so the reason why I use these pliers, I've just kind of learned through some rough experiences that these sticks can get hot when you pick them up. But hey, here's something that just happened. One of these pieces just kind of fell off the stick and burnt off on both ends. Can you go ahead and try it? Yep, a little bit charred, not overcooked, still juicy. You can still taste the flavoring of the marinade, which is really, really important. I'm actually going to go ahead and check some of these again real quick, which they should be good. Start pulling these off. Had some casualties from the fire, fortunately, today. Some of these are done, some of them not quite. I'm going to just pull off the ones that I feel like are probably done and ready to come off. Rotating these, they're all done. Now the flames died down a little bit. Just had to lower this back down and kind of finish them off. They're really close to being done, but I just want to get them done. Get inside where it's warm again. If anybody's wondering, not easy to temp. Battle of the flame, constantly moving it up and down. All these things are all temping pretty good. Hey, look at that. One of them made it. Two sticks made it. Yep, we got that good marinade flavor on there.